We're here in Chicago. Got plenty of cold weather coming in. For those of you that are in New York City, I heard you had an absolutely amazing storm. I was actually supposed to be there tonight, but got stuck here in Chicago. I was supposed to fly out this morning to New York. After they got dunked with snow, they canceled all the flights, and I decided to not even go to the airport and try. We're going to have a really amazing call tonight over talking about product creation. And last week, I think we had a really good call that kind of went over funnels and funnel creation. But really, if you don't, first off, you have to have a great product, right? You can have the best converting offer in the world, but if your customers don't love your stuff, then it's going to be very, very difficult for you to scale that product up. And I had an absolutely amazing week down at Infusionsoft last weekend, and really learned. I worked with this company called 6th Division, who is the brother that started the brother of the founder of Infusionsoft, and some other guys started this company 6th Division. We trained there for a day, all on some of the top ways to build funnels in Infusionsoft, and really just overall like funnel design and how to get customers. And we actually taught, they have an 8-week hiring process, so some really cool things. And I'm going to put together a presentation on that. I wanted to do it this week, but I signed up for another training course with Infusionsoft. It's called their Elite 100. It's for companies that are doing $1 million plus a year, and it's 2 days with Clayton Mask. So I'm doing 2 days with Clayton Mask, and as well as going to the Super Bowl with Clayton Mask, who is of course the founder of Infusionsoft. Which, for those of you who don't know who Infusionsoft is, they're doing about $100 million a year. They're a sales and marketing company. So I'm gonna take what I get from that training and the training from last weekend. So I guess I'll be in Phoenix 3 times in 3 months, which is exciting. And then I'm going to bundle it into a talk for us in the Success Room. So it's really exciting that I'm investing in myself, and I'm going to bring it back as much as I can and teach you guys what I get from it, or at least not teach. I'm not going to be able to teach as well as they do, but definitely talk about what I'm implementing and the changes that I'm making. So tonight, like I said, we're going to get into product creation. I would expect tonight's call to go anywhere from 30 to 40 minutes-ish. Could be less, could be more, but I would say around that time. And then if you have questions, like always, I'll stick around. Tonight, for those of you that have physical products, it won't be so much about physical. It'll be mostly focused on online digital products. But you can still get lots of different concepts and things out of it. So give me a second. Let me set up the PowerPoint here. Hold on. Let's see. Okay. Okay, you should be able to see my screen now. Let me just set this PowerPoint up right. Hey, let me just test. Okay, I should be able to see my screen. Loading. And this will be a great call. We should have lots of fun. So I'm going to talk about some success stories tonight with things that I've kind of gone through. I just did a kind of a quick recap. So we'll start with some success stories about some of the different things that I've done and how how you can relate those to your own business. Just kind of had a recap of last business, talk about funnel creation, product assignment or product creation, big thing, and then I got a little assignment for you, and then we're going to go into some Q&A afterwards. So I love Mike Littman. He's got some really good stuff. And I love this quote from him. It's one of the quotes I use the most. You don't have to get it right. You just have to get it going. And tonight, I'm going to talk about my first company ever, which we actually got rid of and sold. It's called iSocial Academy. And it was a company that when we started it, we had no idea what we were doing, right? And we just said, and I saw this quote, and it kind of got me in the mode of the business model, right? Like, hey, we're not going to have the perfect conversion. We're not going to have the best product, but we'll have a product and we'll have a conversion and we'll learn as we go. And so I love this quote that it doesn't have to, how I take it is, it doesn't have to be perfect, but you have to start doing something, right? So what I mean by this quote is that I constantly see people who go to seminars or go to school or go to something and learn something, and they get in this mode of learning, right? And they don't get in this mode of doing. And so what I'm saying is that you don't have to be a perfectionist. You know, for example, I use this. I'm in a relationship now, right? When I started the relationship, it wasn't perfect, and I promise it'll never be perfect, and my business will never be perfect. But to get to some level of perfection, you have to constantly just keep doing and keep learning. And so it doesn't have to be right, but just start doing something, right? And so I was saying, you know, at iSocial Academy, we started with some really basic stuff. We started with some simple videos, and we offered a $1 7-day trial, and we're still actually doing that today now. And then we marketed it through emails and tested it over and over again. But it was nothing compared to like what we do now, right? It was really, really simple. It was ugly. We didn't know it was going to convert, it was going to work, and we just started it. And the biggest thing is that you're going to learn why you're taking action. And so for all of you that are in this course, what I mean is that if you have something, or if you don't have something, you need to get something and just start selling it, right? And what we did, and we still do this today, is that we took feedback from our customers. And I think the best feedback in the world is the feedback from your customers. I don't think that, you know, feedback from your friends or feedback from other business partners or ventures like that, I mean, that stuff's good. But your customers know exactly what they want. And so you need to give them a massive voice and then listen to them. And I talk to my customers probably every single day, at least 5 days out of the seven days a week. And I'm always asked, you know, what are the things that we can do better? And then so we started this with a really simple thing, just talking about Facebook, and then we turned iSocial Academy into Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. And now when I'm talking about this business as an example, I try and use different businesses that I've had as examples every week. And we grew this business from absolutely nothing with a few $1,000s in capital to doing over $100,000 a month by selling products that were less than $100. And so, you know, I think it's so important that you listen to what your customers are saying and really, you know, learn from that and then create from that. And you never know what kind of opportunity can come from there. So the first question you have to ask yourself, and I'm going to give you guys a second to think about this, is what problem are you solving? And what I mean by that is that there's 3 different kind of problems, right? So the first problem is a physical problem. So that means physical body. And what I mean by physical body is that it's something to do with their health, it's something to do with their weight, it's something to do with their skin, it's something to do with their hair, it's something to do with your physical body, right? So that's a big problem, and of course there's a massive niche for that. Then there's a relationship problem. Relationship problems are relationship issues with yourself, with your girlfriend, with your boyfriend, with your spouse, with your partner, with your family, with your friends, with your emotions, whatever it is. You know, it's a relationship problem, and of course there's a massive niche for that, as you know. And I really kind of look at these 3 things as you have to be solving one of these problems. You probably shouldn't be selling. And then there's the making money problem, or there's just a money problem. So it's either making the money, investing the money, saving the money, spending the money, you know, growing the money, whatever it is. It's something to do with money. And so the first question I have for you, I'm going to give you exactly 1 minute, and hopefully everyone has a piece of paper, to write down what problem it is that you're solving, and then be more specific. How are you solving it? So go ahead. You have 1 minute, and then I'll ask you to share this with me via email or text or in the group or anyway. But I want to hear about it. So 1 minute. It's let's see. I got it on the clock now. Okay. Go ahead. Okay, so hopefully you got something written down, right? So the next part is that you have your problem, and then you have your niche, right? And we're gonna get into niches pretty good tonight. And so, I mean, I think, if you're gonna sell a lot in the info space, you have to have something, like you have to have insights or trainings or secrets or instructions or content or something like that. The most important thing, and what I've learned, is that you have to be able to do one of two things. You have to be able to provide an amazing experience or provide the formula for people to receive amazing results. I'm going to repeat that. You have to be able to do one of two things. Provide amazing experience, or create an amazing experience for people, so they'll spend a lot of money on experiences, or provide or create the formula to achieve amazing results. And so if you think about this, anything you buy is based upon experience or result, right? If you buy a bottle of water, the experience of drinking that bottle of water is that you're hydrating your body and you're not thirsty anymore. Anything, right? You can literally narrow down to any single thing that you buy into a result or an experience. If you can't, let me know. I'd like to be proven wrong. But really, like I go to a lot of concerts, right? The reason I go to concerts or nice dinners and things like that is because it's an amazing experience. Realistically, and I've been cooking more, so I've learned, if I go to Mastro's, which is one of the nice steakhouses here in Chicago, compared to if I go to Mariano's and buy a really nice steak, I can cook that same exact quality steak at my house for 1/3, maybe 1/4 of the price. But it's not the same experience as going to a Mastro's. So people pay for an experience or a result, and you have to figure out what are you doing in that position, right? Then you have to think, how do you give it to them? And this is kind of where we get into the digital part of it. So really there's a few different ways to give it to them. You can do emails, reports. I'm not a big fan of ebooks, but you can do ebooks. Audios, interviews, CDs, MP3s, video DVDs, either digital or Camtasia. Camtasia is a software that you can screen record your screen. You're doing a live product, doing events, one-on-one coaching, or software. And so you have to figure out, and if you're really good at this, you have all these levels mapped out, right? And I'll give it to you. Let me explain this, and then I'll kind of explain to you how our funnel works. So there's 3 levels of products you can create. There's free products, which gifts to entice your potential clients, right? So you get an amazing gifts, and you really learn, you learn about who your client is. Then there's entry to mid-level and low-price products. These are products that are under $500, and these get your client's foot into the door. Then there's entry, and then there's mid-level. Entry is kind of like under $500. Mid-level is like $500 to $5,000. Then there's high level, which is premium. Those typically are going to take your time, and these products do take probably the most time, and they should be the most high quality. Anything that's over $5,000, and we're going to talk about what each one of these are. Now, really simple, what our funnel looks like is very simple. We have this launch coming up in a few months, or let's see, 2 months now. So I'll explain to you what it looks like. We start off with a $37 product. It's a really simple training, and they get like 7 videos. It's $37. I'm a big believer in, for the value people pay is the value they should receive. So if, in my opinion, 7 videos for me is worth $37, and most people would agree with that. And so, for $37 to get that, I'm not going to create a library for $37. I stopped doing that. Then from there, they go to $97 a month, and they get access to a version of the Success Room, which is different from the seminar version, as in they don't get access to texting with me. So that's the one difference. The seminar, you can pay $97 a month, and you can come to these calls, but you don't get access to my text message. You can pay $997 one time, where you get access to text me occasionally. Now, everyone is very good about not texting me daily and things like that. I'm crazy about that. Then from there, we go to see, I have it written. We go to $297, where they get access to the Ultimate Wealth Camp twice a year. And then from there, we go to $997, which is more, we're getting to the medium level, where they get a squeeze page built for them, and they get 30 minutes on the phone with me. Then they go to $5,000, which is either, there's 2 levels, or there's $2,500, which is 4 hours of consulting with me 8 hours of consulting for 2 months. And then $5,000, which is residual mastery. And they're allowed to, at Residual Mastery, it's a course we have in every March. And we literally go through and create their entire funnel and work with them there and build a squeeze page and their sales page for them, and then have some really, it's a done for you internet camp basically. And then from there we go to 25 grand all the way up to 50 grand, which is like our done for you launch package, where we become your partner and work with you for an entire year on building out a massive launch for you. And we take 10% of your gross business. That's kind of what the funnel looks like, right? So we have, and then, and then free product is just you get 7 tips, seven tips that talk about, how to make money online and save time. So that's kind of what the whole funnel looks like. And so everyone needs to start modeling. You don't have to do the exact same thing as me, but you have to model, different type of price points and different types of levels of funnel. And so the free products, and let me just take 1 second and see if anyone has any questions here. 1 second, let me just look. Okay, cool, awesome. Yep, I see you guys got some comments in there, no questions. And if you have questions, go ahead, you can write them in there and I'll get back to them. I see Veronica and Eve chat now, that's awesome, pretty cool. Let's see. This brings me back to where I was at. Okay, cool. So free products are typically email products, right? So, I have all this stuff here, and there's ebooks and reports. I used to believe in that a lot, and when I teach at big groups, it's kind of what I teach. But realistically, here's what you should do. You should just create 1-page PDF, put 7 tips on it, make sure that each of these tips can get these people a result, make them stupid easy to do, and call it a day. I mean, I think everyone gets that. It's 1 page, put 7 sentences on it, super easy, super simple. You don't need to do the whole ebook, 10 to 25 pages and all that stuff. I think that's a complete headache for you, So some good stuff, but really make it simple. 7 tips, guys. That's it. Entry-level products. Here's what most people do. They do tutoring and interviews and events, behind the scenes, coaching. I think all that stuff's great, right? I think your entry-level product should be under $300. Make it pretty simple. I think anything from doing a webinar thing where you do like a webinar a month, or do something where if you don't have anything yet, I like doing stuff where you can sell it and then deliver it and then repurpose it, which means, let's say I don't have any content. I could, do the Success Room for 12 months and then take all those calls and I could sell the Success Room, then repurpose it and then resell it as a lower price product later on in time. I don't do that. That'd be an idea for you. So something where you can, if you're brand new, record it, get paid, deliver it, record it, resell it. But anything that's, anything under a few $100 should cost you, I don't know, less than $1,000 or $2,000 to create online. It should be pretty simple to deliver, right? Webinars and teleseminars, those are good too. I think if somebody paid you $297, you did a call, one call every month and it was on a different topic, I think that's cool for 12 months, or $497, something along that. So some of these things on here, give your clients access to exclusive information, that's cool. Bring on other experts, that's awesome. Use a free conference line or a GoToWebinar account. Set up a squeeze page, we talked about that last week. So I think it's pretty, that's the entry level stuff's pretty self-explanatory, right? Create something that people want, can use, and get a massive result out of. There's no nothing else really to it other than that. So the mid-level, this is where it gets to like anywhere from $500 to like $5,000. So this is really, I think, where your bread and butter's at. I don't think you make a lot of your money on your high end. I think high end is really to serve your clients at a very level, and your low end is to get people in the door. But I think your bread and butter really is in the middle. And so this is where you do something that's high quality, gives them and gives them massive results. I really do believe that the best kind of mid-level is something where you have like video training, as well as something where you meet often. So you meet once or twice, or even 3 to 4 times a month, like we do here, and you make yourself available for people. I mean, I think stuff to, and when I say video, I mean, creating videos and doing videos like this, and creating really high quality stuff. So here's some ideas. Do some mini series, create a DVD after You can do Camtasia type work, use the stuff as a marketing tool. You can do one-on-one coaching through video. Video is good. So software, I think software is good. It's got to be for the right person. Become a lot less expensive to do. So if you have an idea, it's cool. It's become easier to update, but it's still software, right? So if you're not a developer's mind or you're not a tech geek, I wouldn't recommend software. And most people are one or the other, right? Like I am definitely, before I go into a shop and print out thousands of a certain type of prototype item, I would rather do software and license it and get paid that way, right? I don't think, there's probably a few people in this group that are really good at software. I know Eric does some software and app development and stuff like that. And there's a few people that are solid for it. It's a great product to get paid over and over and over again on though. So the high level stuff, so this is where, and you guys know the high level, the issue, and most of you, what I found the challenges, and especially in this group, is most of you already sell high level stuff, but you don't sell it for the right price. And so what I mean by that is that you sell coaching, but you sell it for like $400 or $500 a month instead of $4 or $5 grand a month. And you just need to change it, right? So I think high level products are either one-on-one coaching time or and here's one-on-one coaching time, of course. Plug in that one-on-one coaching time or live events like masterminds. So and you can also do high-level products as digital stuff, but it's a different beast, a different animal. And I would say we've talked to a few people in here, but most people in this group, that's probably not a big win for. So live events, masterminds, you just think, what is the result people are going to receive from it? Secondly, when it comes to one-on-one coaching, I think one-on-one coaching rocks. Like I have a few coaching clients. I don't take many. I'm working with a group out of Vegas right now, an artist out of New York City, and then a group from New Zealand, and then one from Ohio. And all four of them, it's undoubtedly a lot more work. But if there's someone that can scale quickly and you really believe in their product or service or them, I think it's great. They, record all the stuff, give them the information that you're doing. We record some of our calls for the artists out of New York City. We record almost all of our calls, and he gets to keep them. Really set like certain goals and expectations, right? So, the first thing I do when I get a one-on-one coaching is, okay, what is your goal for the first year? What's your really high goal, right? And then what's your realistic goal? And then we kind of map out how we're going to do that. And it's time consuming. It's a lot of work, but in the long run, it's definitely worth it. And I think it's very, very solid, right? Teach what you know, and then when you come up with other things, like refer to additional experts. Like we were talking with a group at the Success Room, and we were talking about doing infomercials, right? And we had, listen, I've been offered to do infomercials. People have told me to go do infomercials. I've never been an infomercial person, but we have some really great friends in the infomercial space. So of course, when it was an infomercial deal, we got right on the phone with them. You can't, my main point is here, you can't be an expert in something you know nothing about. So don't try and do that. I've seen so many one-on-one coaches try and do that. Just find another expert that can help you out with it. And then make it a win-win for everyone. Because I promise you the one thing, the more money the clients and the customers make, the more money you will make. I promise that. And if your clients and customers make no money, then I guarantee you will probably make no money very, very quickly, right? So I'm just letting you know. So some proven winners. Diet and fitness, it's never going away. Health, never going away. Business opportunity, internet marketing, never going away. Sex and relationships, never going away. Improving your credit, I don't think that's going away. Business to business sales, never going away. Investing and trading, never going away. Real estate and saving money, never, ever, ever going away. So, you have to think about, are you in one of these niches, right? Are you in a niche that's very, very similar to that? And what are you doing with it? So the last, and I know almost every single person in this group is in one of these niches. I didn't want to show this fly slide, so we got rid of that. But I know every single one of the people are in a niche in here that can win. I've talked to every one of you. You all have good niches. Now it's about going and building it out and making it a big win. So here's some kind of tools. You know, Word document for PDF, ebooks, great. Skype for Pamela for making MP3s. You can also use a tool called Audacity. It's absolutely amazing. Camtasia is great for PowerPoint and video. Flip cameras are still great for videos. GoToWebinar or free conferences. Webinar Jam is a big one. Recording videos, live events, awesome. Outsourcing like Odesk, Rent-A-Coder, Elance, those are all really great tools as well. These are all things that can be pretty big. Hold on one second. Oops, there we go. So I think as we kind of went over tonight, you know, some of the things, and let me give you your homework now. Your homework over the next week is, and I expect people to do this, I want people to do this, is to actually map out what does your product funnel look like and what kind of products you're going to create. Now, for some of you, this is like, awesome, that's, I'm going to give you a hint here. I spent, let me pull this up. Hold on one second. Let me grab my little notebook I had in front of me. I wasn't sure if I was going to use this tonight. So I went down to Infusionsoft, like I said, and we created this thing called the Playbook. And I literally spent 5 to 10 hours. It was doing a tool called Unpacking My Brain. And so literally I set up a desired path, exits, and detours for every single part about my funnel. So I'll give you an example, right? So here's the desired path. What the goal is, we're trying to get people to buy the Success Room. So the desired path is they bought the front end, watched SR video, and the desired path is, and what we did is we sent them to the page after the purchase and emailed link to them. Their desired path is that they buy the Success for $97 a month, and then we start the fulfillment process. The exit is if they don't purchase, we begin the nurture campaign. So if they exit the page, they go to nurture. But if they detour and say they want something different, we send them to a $1 trial, which then they would go back to the desired path. Or if they don't buy that, we send them back to the exit where they start the nurture campaign. I did this for every single step in my business. I mean, literally we have 10s and 20 and 30, let's see, probably 30 to 40 different things that we want to sell long-term the next year. And I literally plan this out for every single step of my business. So what I'm asking you to do for homework here is to actually go and map out your funnel and map out your product creation process, and then bring it back to me and let's review it. One-on-one or via Skype or whatever, we'll be at the group, it's okay. This is gonna take you time, this is gonna take you work, it's not gonna be easy, but it's something that realistically should have a massive impact on your business. Guys, I know what my funnel looks like inside and out. I know what it's gonna look like, I know it's gonna work, but putting it on paper for me made such an impact on how I'm going to do it. Because and the most important thing is now I know what it's supposed to look like. And as entrepreneurs, you know, entrepreneurs are kind of the creators, and then we have implementers and doers. And some entrepreneurs are implementers. I am an implementer to a certain degree, but there's some things I cannot do technologically where I need to bring on other implementers. I can now give this to my technology implementer, and he can go and build this without saying, hey, Austin, what's going on here? What's going on here? It's very easy and very clear for him. So this is the homework I'm giving you, is to go and map out your funnel, map out your products with your funnel. So we've gone over funnel creation, gone over product creation, and then bring it back to me and then say, and then I'll just say, hey, this is a winner, or we got to work on this, we got to work on this, we got to work on that. And the biggest mistake is if you just have one product, your funnel is not correct, because there's never, you can't just have one thing, right? You have to have other things, whether it's boot camps, whether it's healthy lifestyles. And I know there's some of you in here that only have one product in the physical space. That doesn't matter, right? You have to be able to if you can name one company that lives off one product, I'll go and find what else they're working on, what other products they released that didn't fail. Now that doesn't mean that you're going to just have, you might just have one massively successful product. But most of us in here, unless we're getting millions of dollars of venture capital, need to work on what does the next step look like and how can we continuously keep building and creating as a company. Does anyone have any questions for me? And does anyone in here need to have a call with me? Anybody? Nope. Looks like everyone's pretty good. All right, guys. Well, listen, it's been an absolutely amazing call. I appreciate all of you. I am excited for next week. We got a great call. I'm pretty sure, let me just double check. I'm pretty sure we have a session next week. I know there's 1 week. Yeah, we have a session next week. So next week we have a session, and we'll probably talk about some of the Infusionsoft things. I'll actually be at Infusionsoft while I talk to you guys. So that'll be cool. And if anyone needs anything over the course of the week, that'd be absolutely amazing. So Eve, examples of funnels. Yeah, guys, so if you want to, the best place to look for great looking funnels, and I'll show you some, let me post some things. First place to start is clickbank.com, and just go to the marketplace. And what I mean by that, is that go to clickbank.com, go to the marketplace, whatever niche you're in, go and look at whatever funnel has the highest gravity. And go and if that funnel has a gravity over 20 to 30 or 40, that funnel is selling something every single day. So that's where you kind of need to, that's a great place to start for funnels. Veronica, yeah, feel free to shoot me a direct text. All right, guys, I'm going to go mute. If you need anything, I'll be on chat for a few minutes, though. Great call. See you guys all next week.